Hi folks, welcome to U.com. My name is Saurabh Sharma, and I'm excited to step you through our feature set today. Note, I'll primarily focus on the feature set available to our Pro subscribers. Our Team and Enterprise subscribers have similar features, though they tend to have higher limits and enterprise features like SSO and admin dashboards. Okay, so here's the homepage of U.com. By default, users start in Smart Mode, which is our general purpose knowledge assistant. I can ask it a range of questions like, why is the sky blue? And our workflow UX shows exactly what the AI is doing. It's thinking about it. It's searched for these different sources that you see on the right-hand side here. And now it's responded as well, showing me information about my query. Smart Mode is internally powered by GPT-4o Mini, augmented with our web index. Now, many of our users, especially our AI prosumers, have said, great, I love Smart Mode, but I also want to explore and use other AI models that are available. We provide a range of AI models available from the leading companies. For example, the full suite of OpenAI models, Anthropic models, Llama's models, Google, as well as many others that allow users to feel free to use whatever model they choose and would like to use. So let's say that I use GPT-4o here. And let's create a simple query, best OLED TV. Okay, well, let's say that, I love that, U.com will take the best of the web and bring it there, but maybe I want to constrain the search a little bit. So here I'll go to our managed sources. And here we can say, hey, constrain the search to a set of documents that I upload either from my computer or for Google Drive. We won't use that just now. But let's say I go to web access and I say, you know what, I want advanced controls for the web. I can change the search depth here to be dynamic, which goes deeper if needed, or a quick search, or a deep search, which browses full page content for thorough results, but takes a little bit longer. But today, let's just say I want to add a custom web source and say I wanted to only search reddit.com. And I could also have it exclude other specific web sources, but for this particular query, just including reddit.com sounds fine. And let's go ahead and run this query. So again, you can see first we found a set of sources from around the web, restricted it primarily to reddit.com, only to reddit.com, and then used it to answer the question that was posed. So here, the LG G4 is seen as the best TV, followed by the Sony A95L, and others that can be considered as well. Okay, so we've reviewed some of the basic functionality. Let's go into further detail on some of the power features that we have as well. What folks said was like, this is great, this technology is great, but I would love for you to chain these technology together to accomplish specific work tasks that I have. So for example, many of our users do a lot of deep research on the site. And so let's say we created the research agent just for this. This is basically the world's best researcher. Let's say that I'm using it, I want to summarize carbon capture technologies. Now this will load in pretty quickly since this is a query that is saved, but let me step you through the individual pieces of it. So what we've done here again is our workflow UX. We show our work to help users understand what we're doing and to build trust with them that we're doing the right things. We've also augmented what we call our advanced research and reasoning, which allows for a multi-step analysis of the problem. And in this particular case, you can see that we have decided to break up the problem into 6 different sub-problems. So the first being, okay, well, let's go ahead and define carbon capture and explain its basic principles. And here is the AI thinking through that. The next step is to then identify and describe different types of carbon capture technologies. And you can see the work, it shows the work that it's doing. And then it goes to about 4 other steps, 6 steps in total, until it believes it can answer the question rigorously. And then here you can see the response, which is a detailed research response about a comprehensive summary of carbon capture technologies today, their effectiveness, their challenges and future potential, including images where it might be found to be helpful. And users really love this functionality because what would have taken them days, if not weeks, to gather all the data is done in a few seconds here on U.com. Okay, so users love our research agent, but they've also said, this is great, but I have a range of other tasks that I want to do as well, not just the tasks that you can build for me. And so what we now allow for is that users can build their own agent as well. So let's just go here. You can create a new agent. This is our agent builder. Let's say I'm a financial researcher, and I'm going to call, and I want to do some research on SEC financial data. So let's just call this SEC bot. And researches SEC data. And I can use any model I want, but let's say I want to use Cloud 3.5 Sonnet here. And I want to manage sources here. So I wanted to use the SEC data that I previously downloaded, and I want that to be its primary source of data here. Go ahead and save and close that. And then I can also insert instructions here. I've pre-written these instructions for ease, but I'll step you through them. I've told the AI that this is a tab-delimited text format file, and that it has, I'm going to give it an ADSH number, which is some SEC metadata, and I want it to print out all the data that is on the same row as this ADSH number. And I want it to find the name field, find the name that corresponds to the ADSH number, and give me a detailed summary of the company, including its current executive staff and its history. And I want it to organize the response into section headers using Markdown language as well. And so we're going to remove personalization, but let's enable our advanced research and reasoning capabilities, as I think it will help create a more rigorous response. Okay, so I've gone ahead and created that. I'm now in my SEC bot, and let's go ahead and I'm going to provide it with an ADSH number from the file, and let's see it at work. So here again, you can see that the system is thinking about how to orchestrate its response. There's many different steps in that agent, and so it's thinking through those different steps, and then now has established 4 separate sub-steps to accomplish this using our multi-step AI. The first is to extract the row of data that corresponds to that ADSH number. So it correctly found, the ADSH number and the metadata associated with it corresponds to CSX Corporation here, and it found the relevant metadata according to the data that was in that file. The next step was to research the current executive staff of CSX. So you can see it's figured all of that out for me, and it's listed its sources as well in detail. It's then investigated the history and background of CSX, and then lastly, looking at any research developments, looked at any recent news and developments related to CSX. And now it's summarized all of that data into a nice, simple outputted response for me. You can see the company overview, you can see the row data, the company overview, recent developments, its current executive staff, and some historical background. Again, very useful for a range of use cases. Financial researchers here, but also you can imagine a sales rep wanting to understand some of the background of a company that they're working for. These agents are infinitely powerful and utilizable in many different ways to help take tasks that would take hours, if not days sometimes. And you see that U.com was able to get these tasks done for these users in just a few seconds. Thanks again for your time. A lot more coming soon, but this gives you an overview of some of the recent things that we've been working on and how users in the real world use them as well. Thank you.